Hello, hello. Welcome back to some more living room yoga. My name is Josie. I hope you're having a good day wherever you are, whatever time of day it is that you're watching this, or if you're here with me live, welcome. We'll be doing an hour-long Vinyasa practice as usual. Today we'll focus a lot on the shoulders and on the hips. If you want to listen to my music, I'm on SoundCloud. I'm the only person who doesn't use Spotify, so sorry, but my username is Josephine Lopez with 2 Z's. I think I only have one playlist that's public right now. It's called Divine Feminine, but that'll go along with this flow and most of the other flows that I do. But I'll work on some new playlists and get those up there for you guys. Today for practice, all you'll need is a strap, a belt, a towel, anything of that sort, and then of course, as always, some water. So I always like to start off practice kind of just by grounding down into your space. So come to a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. Maybe crisscross applesauce. Maybe you find your legs out long, and you can always sit up on your knees. I'm sitting on a little cushion, so you could always sit on a blanket or a pillow to give your pelvis a little bit of tilt. Sometimes that will allow you to be more comfortable in your seat for extended periods of time. But we'll really start just by rooting down into your sit bones wherever you are. If you need to get kind of any wiggles out to find some stillness, then go ahead and do so. And then just start to bring your awareness to your body, noticing any kind of little sensation that you're feeling, maybe any areas of tightness or tenderness. And then really root down into your sit bones. Imagine 2 roots physically growing from your sit bones into the earth, pulling your tailbone down to the mat. And then imagine a string lifting your chest, the crown of your head, up towards the ceiling. So really lengthening through the spine. Hands can rest on your knees or maybe in your lap, whatever is comfortable. And then just start to bring your awareness to your breath. Don't change it, don't slow it down or speed it up. Just be aware of the breath you are currently taking. And then I always like to start off practice with breathing. I think it kind of assists in that grounding down in your space at the beginning of practice. It does a really great job for me personally, mentally, trying to keep myself focused for an entire hour. I know it's especially challenging when you're in your own home. It's super easy to just kind of stop the video and walk away. You're not in a classroom where it's almost like other people are holding you accountable, so you really are responsible for yourself. And I know that's difficult, so do your best. Try to just stick through it the whole way through. And then moving into breathing. So I tend to do Nadi Shodhana, but we're going to do something a little bit different today. I did it in the last video. It's just a really simple breath technique. I don't know if it has a specific name. If you know, let me know. But you're going to bring your hands to rest at the inner thigh area. And then we're going to just start by focusing on the location of the breath, and then we'll add in movement, that Vinyasa movement to breath. So first, just focusing on your breath. You're going to breathe in through your nose, but really focus on sending that inhale into your belly first. So you first feel your belly inflate, and then it's going to move up kind of into your diaphragm. You're going to take a few more sips of air as you feel it fill your chest, and then take a big open mouth exhale, let it go. Good, take another breath like that. Inhale through the nose, starting to fill up from the belly. And again, moving through the diaphragm, into the chest. Few more sips of air. This time as you exhale, exhale through your nose. Send that exhale all the way down that same track of your body that you created. Push it all the way into your sit bones. Good, take one more breath just like that. From here, we're going to add in that movement. So as you inhale, hands are going to lift up, kind of tracing where the breath is going into your body. So as the breath moves into your chest, hands are placed out in front of your chest. And as you exhale, sending those hands back down, sending the breath all the way down your abdomen into your sit bones. Good, again, just like that. Breathe in from the belly, into the chest. And then nice and slow out. Keep with this breath at your own pace. Take your time. We'll go for maybe 3 or 4 more rounds. Just take one more round wherever you are. Good. Bring your hands to your knees, close your eyes. Just notice any change in how you kind of feel in your headspace and in your body. Maybe you feel a little bit more grounded, a little more prepared for practice. Keeping your hands on your knees. On your next inhale, draw your shoulders up towards your ears. As you exhale, roll them back and down your spine. Inhale, shoulders come up. Exhale, roll them back and down. And one more time, inhale, shoulders come high. Exhale all the way down. Good, you're gonna sprinkle your left fingertips down to the mat next to you. Inhale, right arm comes high. Find a lot of length through this right side body. Take another breath in. Then exhale, bend over to the left. Nice little side body stretch here. So peeling your right shoulder behind you, allowing this to be more about your side body. You can take a bend in that left elbow to kind of deepen this stretch if that feels good. Then on an inhale, sweep back to center. Sprinkle those right fingertips down to the mat. Take that left hand high. Create that length. Take another breath in, lengthen a little further. Then exhale, bending over to the right. Again, bending maybe into that right elbow to deepen the stretch, peeling your left shoulder behind you, feeling this on your side body. Inhale back through center. Exhale, place your hand down on the mat. Coming into a tabletop position, so wrists are under shoulders, knees are going to be under your hips. We're just going to warm up your spine as per usual. On an inhale, drop your belly down, lift your gaze and your tailbone up towards the ceiling. On an exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin into your chest, press your mat away from you. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, spine rounds, chin tucks. Move through this a few more times at your own pace. And using your own breath, use your breath to carry your movement. Try to even out through your left and your right side. You can find any other movement here that feels good for you. Could be barrel rolls, could be big C curves. Maybe it's not even necessarily a yoga position. Any kind of movement or stretching that your body is calling for at this moment is just fine. Take 2 more breaths wherever you're at. And on your next inhale, return to that neutral spine. Bring your big toes to kiss, knees come to the width of your mat, hips sink all the way towards your heels for child's pose. Forehead rests on the mat, arms go out long, really lengthening through the spine here. Find a little bit of movement. Maybe roll your forehead back and forth on the mat. You can kind of wiggle into one hip or the other. Maybe crawl your fingertips from the right to the left. And then begin to find some stillness. Maybe crawl your fingertips just a centimeter or 2 further in front of you to create more length through your spine. If you have not already, start to cultivate that Ujjayi breath, sealing your lips and moving inhales and exhales through your nose with a slight restriction at the back of your throat as you exhale. You will engage the same muscles that you use to whisper. This will create a heat in your body and aid you in practice. Take another moment here just to set an intention, dedication, or purpose for your practice, whether that be you, someone else, or something. Whatever that idea is, allow it to carry you through this next hour of movement. I think one of the best kind of focuses in these online classes is just to try to finish it. Just try to keep yourself accountable, not looking at the clock, not allowing your mind to wander, but just keeping your presence on your mat, working through the whole thing. Inhale, returning back to a tabletop position. You're going to come onto your seat bones, swing your legs over one side or the other. We're just going to warm up your core a little bit, and we're not going to do anything too crazy. You're going to lie all the way down on your back. And from here, you're going to extend palms towards the ceiling, hands are flexed. So imagine what we're going to end up in is a reclined bakasana or reclined pigeon pose. So imagine that you're in that arm balance, your hands are flexed like you're pressing on the floor or on the ceiling. So from here, you're going to lift your chest, your shoulders, and your head up off the mat. So my core is already engaged. And then from here, knees are going to lift. They're coming to the outside of my triceps. I'm squeezing my inner thighs together, so feeling that fire up of the inner thighs. And then if you can, bring your inner feet to touch. So you won't be here for too long, but you're hollowing out your belly, really engaging through your core, pushing your hands up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in. Breath out. Lower head down, lower feet down, hands rest on belly. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more breath in. And another breath out. Same thing. Hands go up. Wrists are flexed. Hands are pointed towards the ceiling. Lift head and shoulders up off the mat first. And then from there, knees come to the outsides of your triceps, squeezing in to activate the inner thighs. Inner soles of your feet touch each other. Take an inhale. Exhale, head and shoulders down, feet down, hands rest to belly. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Another breath in. Exhale it out. Okay, same thing, a little bit different this time. Hands come up, head and shoulder lift. Knees stay together this time as feet lift up off of the mat. So knees are together, squeezing your legs towards one another. Feel that fire up of the inner thighs again. Then from here, reach over to the left. So almost like it's like you're in a side crow, but just recline. So hands are reaching over to the left. I'm crunching my obliques. Right elbow is kind of resting on that outside of my left knee. And then from here, we're just going to inhale into the center, exhale over to the right. So pressing your palms away from you, really feeling that fire up of the core. Good, one more inhale. Exhale. Inhale through center. Exhale, shoulders, head come down, feet come down, hands rest on belly. We'll do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale. All right, last one. Hands go up, wrists are flexed. Head and shoulders lift, knees lift. Squeeze those knees towards one another. Reaching all the way over to the left. Squeeze in. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. We're going to do it one more on each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, head, shoulders down, feet down. Hands rest on belly. Take a breath in. Breath out, let it go. Pull your knees into your chest. Rock and roll a few times. Full length of your spine. And then when you're feeling ready, come all the way forward, step it back to a down dog. First down dog of the day. Find that movement, bend one knee, drive the opposite heel down towards the mat. Maybe wiggle your hips left and right. Maybe rock from a high plank to a down dog. You can warm up your shoulders a little bit. Any kind of movement that you're craving here is fine. Stillness is always an option. Wherever you are, start to find that stillness. So feet are hip distance apart. You're pressing through all 10 fingers, palms of your hands to shine your chest back towards your feet. Driving your heels down towards the mat. Really feel that in your calves and your Achilles. Send your shoulders away from your ears. No tension in your neck. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. On your next inhale, come up onto your tippy toes. Exhale, drive your heels down closer to the mat. Hold for a breath. Inhale, gaze comes up between your your hands. Walk your feet up, and exhale, forward fold. First forward fold today, always looking for that spine decompression. Take a big bend in the knees. Shine the crown of your head straight down at your mat. Allow pinkies to rest in opposite crooks of your elbows. Maybe interlace your fingers, place them behind your neck for a little more traction on your spine. Again, movement is fine, and stillness is also okay. Good. From here, inhale, half lift, flat back, fingertips to shins. Your gaze is straight down in front of you. Squeezing your shoulder blades together to really create that flat back, pressing into your shins to further lengthen your spine. Take a breath in, breath out, forward fold. Inhale, roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Chin stays tucked, head is last. When you reach the top, exhale, roll your shoulders down your spine. Inhale, arms come high, Tadasana Mountain Pose. Exhale, leading with the heart hinging at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, flat back. Come tall, Tadasana Mountain Pose. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. From here, step your right foot back, sink your knee into the mat on a breath in, rise up for that low crescent. We're gonna flow breath to movement at first, and then we'll get into some static holds. Take an inhale, exhale, hands come down to the mat, pop up on that left toe, step the right toe, step the left foot back, down dog. Inhale, right leg comes high. Exhale, send it all the way between your hands. Lower your left knee down, uncurl your toe. Rise up, low crescent on this side. Take a breath in, breath out. Place your hands down on the mat. Come up onto your left toe. Step up to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Flat back. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Step your left foot back, sink your left knee into the mat, and curl your toe, rise up, low crescent. Take a breath in, breath out, hands come down to the mat, step that right foot back, down dog. Inhale, left leg comes high. Exhale, send it all the way through, right knee comes to the mat, rise up, low crescent. Take a breath in. Breath out, hands come down to the mat, come up onto the right toe, step up, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands come to heart center. We're gonna do that one more time on each side. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot back, right knee comes to the mat. Inhale, rise up, low crescent. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step the left foot back, down dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right leg comes through, left knee to the mat. Rise up, low crescent. Breath in, breath out, hands come down to the mat. Up on the left toe, step up, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, rise up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, arms come high. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step your left foot back, sink left knee into the mat, rise up, low crescent. Take a breath in. Breath out, hands come to the mat. Step the right foot back, down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, send it through, right knee to the mat. Rise up, low crescent, almost done. Take a breath in. Breath out, hands come to the mat. Come up to your right toe. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up, one vertebrae at a time this time. Exhale, roll your shoulders down your spine. Beautiful. Inhale, arms come high, Tadasana. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. Exhale over to the left side body stretch. Inhale, come back to center. Switch out your grip. Exhale over to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. From here, you're going to grab onto your strap or your belt or your towel, whatever you have. You might actually not need it. We're coming into a bind. I prefer to use a prop for this because my hands are always too sweaty and I can never hold it. So coming into that bind, if you can do it, your fingers are going to interlace with one another, pressing your palms together, and then lifting your hands away from the low back. Or again, you can use any kind of prop for this. So coming into that forward fold, with your bind, you're going to keep this bind. If at any time it becomes too much, you can totally let it go. From here, inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, start to bend into your knees. Inhale, slingshot the heart high. Exhale, melt forward over your legs. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, bend into your knees. Inhale, heart comes high. Exhale, melt forward. One more time. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bending into the knees. This time, send all of your weight into your right leg. As slow as you can, step your left foot back. Left knee comes to the mat. Uncurl your toe. Bring your knuckles to your low back. Squeeze your shoulders, squeeze your elbows towards one another. Send your hips forward and down. Chest lifts, gaze lifts. Send each exhale to that left hip flexor. That's where you should be feeling this. Make sure your hips are really square, ever so slightly sending your right hip back, bringing your left hip forward. One more inhale, and exhale. Inhale, release your bind from behind your hands. Then pressing into your right foot, start to lengthen through the right leg for a half splits. So depending on your flexibility and your hamstring, you might need maybe your water bottle or 2 glasses, some books, anything to bring the ground closer to you. We just want to avoid you rounding your spine in this posture. So instead of rounding into it, create that length so that you can really expand through the lungs, get that breath in there. And with every inhale, lengthen further. With every exhale, come just a little deeper. Your next inhale, start to rebend into your right knee. Bring your hands to heart center. Check in with the alignment in the right leg. So make sure that your right knee is stacked over your ankle here. And then you're going to bring your hands to heart center. On an inhale, really lengthen. Then exhale, twist your left elbow over your right knee. So you're trying to stack elbows directly on top of one another as much as possible. And again, with every inhale, lengthen. With every exhale, twist just a little bit deeper. Inhale, come back to center. Frame your right foot with your hands. You're going to pop up on that left toe. Step the right leg back into a high plank. We're going to hold here. So as always, we're creating that muscle memory first. Pulling everything towards midline. Slight bend in the elbows. Arms are really engaged. Puffing up the space between your shoulder blades so they're not kind of sunken down like that. From there, you're reaching your heels towards the back of the room. You're squeezing quads, squeezing hamstrings, lifting the backs of your knees towards the ceiling. Hips are in line with shoulders. Your gaze is straight down in front of you. Keep the length in your neck. Another inhale, and exhale. Inhale, rock forward just an inch. Exhale, lower down, low plank. Keep your elbows glued to your ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog. Knees and shins stay lifted. Just 4 points of contact here. Then on an exhale, bring your hips high. Use your core. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Shavasana. I can't talk. That's what I get for trying to use Sanskrit during the class. Okay, from here, inhale, gaze comes up between the hands. So we're going to be working on hopping up into a forward fold. So I prefer to use some kind of prop. Forgot to mention this at the beginning, but you can use your water bottle, a book, anything with just a little bit of height. Your goal is just to hop over it. So when you're hopping up to the front of your mat, you're looking for that little extra bit of hang time. You're pulling everything into the midline. So what I like to do is come to my tiptoes, take a big bend in the knee, look forward, and then I'm gonna hop, try to reach over that object into that forward fold. Then inhale, half lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, flat back. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, inhale, arms come high, Tadasana. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. From here, grab onto your strap or whatever you were using. We're coming into that bind again. So from your bind, same exact thing on the other side. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, bend into your knees. Inhale, heart reaches high. Exhale, melt all the way forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, start to bend into your knees. Inhale, arm, chest reaches high. Exhale, melt all the way forward. One more time. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend into your knees. Send all of your weight into your left leg. As slow as you can, right leg steps back. Right knee sinks into the mat. Uncurl your toe. Knuckles come to your low back. Squeezing elbows, squeezing shoulders towards one another. Hips reach forward and down. Chest lifts, gaze lifts. Again, we want your hips really square, so ever so slightly, left hip comes back, right hip comes forward. One more inhale. Exhale, release your bind from behind your back. Press into your left foot, start to lengthen through that left leg for half splits. So again, hips stay stacked over your knees. If you need that prop to get a little extra height so that you can keep the length in the spine, go ahead and do so. If not, fingertips can rest on the mat. But again, with each inhale, you're lengthening. With each exhale, you're coming just a little bit deeper. Next breath in, start to rebend into the left knee. Again, we're going to check the alignment in the left leg first. So ensuring your left knee is stacked over your ankle. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, create length. Then exhale, twist your right elbow over your left knee. So again, you're trying to stack elbows directly on top of one another as much as possible. With each breath in, I'm lengthening. With each breath out, I'm twisting just a little bit deeper. Inhale, come all the way back to center. Frame the left foot with both hands. Pop up onto your right toe. See if you can keep your hips exactly where they're at. Try not to dip them up. And just step that left foot back, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a deep breath in through your nose here. Take an open mouth, exhale, let it go. Grab onto your prop. Or you don't have to use a prop. You can just imagine there's something in the middle of your mat and you're trying to hop over it. But deep bend in the knees, coming onto your toes, taking your gaze forward. So you're looking forward because that's where you're going. That's where you want to land. Then I'm going to hop forward. That one wasn't as graceful. It's okay. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, flat back. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Good. From here, inhale, hands come up, hips go down. So your weight's coming into your heels. We're in our Utkatasana chair pose. So slightly tucking that tailbone under, driving the tailbone towards the mat so you don't have that huge curve in your low back. Arms are reaching in front of you. Send your shoulders away from your ears. Take an inhale. Exhale, open arm twist, right arm back, left arm forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side, left arm back, right arm forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. One more time each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Sink a little deeper. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Hold for your exhale. Slowly make your way down to the mat as slow as you can before you just plop down. Okay, from here, we're coming to a seat. If you want to rest on a pillow or a blanket to create that tilt in your pelvis like we were talking about at the beginning of practice, you can. I'm really out of breath. Grab a drink of water, wipe some sweat, whatever you need to do. Grab your strap, your blanket, your belt, whatever you have laying around. We're gonna just get into your shoulders a little bit more. So taking your strap, it's gonna depend on how long it is, depending on how tight you are in your shoulders. So just play with that. But from there, you're just gonna work this strap up and over your head, coming behind you, all the way down, and then same thing the other way. So we're gonna do this maybe 4 or 5 times, and then we'll do something a little bit different. Use your breath to carry this movement. Take one more wherever you're at. And then from here, we're going to move into that sweet spot and kind of hold it there statically for a moment. So more than likely, it's going to be right around this area, kind of where you feel that most intense sensation. And you're going to hold there for just a few breaths. Good, drop it all the way down. Release your strap off to the side. From here, we're going to move into a tabletop position first. So make sure that your hips are stacked over your knees. And then you're going to start to walk your hands forward for an extended puppy's pose. So your chin might rest on the mat, it might not. You should feel this in your shoulders, your chest, your triceps. We won't be here for too long. On your next inhale, you're going to slide forward into a Sphinx pose. So hips are just coming down to the mat. Your elbows are under your shoulders and forearms are kind of parallel with one another. Gaze is forward. You're squeezing your shoulder blades towards one another, so really lifting through the chest. Take a breath in, breath out, lower down to the mat. Bring your hands in line with your shoulders this time. So we're going to go for a low cobra pose. So you're driving the tops of your feet down into the mat. And you're not going to really use your hands too much on this first one. So really focus on engaging your back muscles along the spine. On an inhale, peel up. Engage those muscles. Then exhale, lower down. 2 more times. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower down. 1 more. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, lower. So hands are still stacked on your shoulders. Flip your toes over to the mat. Lift your knees up off the mat. So really engage through your legs first. Take an inhale. Then exhale, press up, high plank. Straight back to down dog. From here, inhale, right leg comes high. Exhale, send it all the way between your hands. Low lunge. So you're staying up on your left toe this time. Keep your left hand planted on the mat. Inhale, right arm comes high. Lunge twist. From here, we're coming into lounging lizard. Walk your left hand forward a few inches to take pressure off of your wrist. And then you're rolling onto outside edges of both of your feet. If this is really uncomfortable for you, stay up on your left toes and just roll onto the outside edge of your right foot. It's basically gonna hit the same muscle, a little less intense, but you should feel this on the outside edge of your right hip. Right hand reaches behind you. From here, inhale, press into all three limbs, reach your hips high, send your hand forward. Exhale, sink. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, sink. Hold here for a breath in and a breath out. Press into all three limbs. Walk your right hand all the way across your body. Pivot the toes. Prasarita. Kapotasana, wide-legged forward fold. So take your toes in, heels out. You can play with the width of your legs, taking them as wide or as narrow as you'd like. The wider they are, the more you're going to feel this on the inner thighs. And the narrower they are, the more you're getting it in your hamstrings. Any arm variation is fine here. Hands can just rest on the mat. Maybe if you really enjoyed that bind, you can interlace the fingers. You can grab for big toes and use your biceps to kind of pull yourself down towards the mat. Any arm variation is fine. From here, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, half lift. And then from here, you're gonna pivot your toes. If your toes are in and your heels are out, pivot them so that they're completely parallel with the side edges of your mat. From here, we're taking a Skandasana variation. So bending into the right knee, your left toes are staying planted on the mat. So really drive down through the pinky edge of that left toe. So normally when you're in this position, you'll often come down all the way here. Your right heel is glued to the mat. Left foot is all the way pressed into the mat. Chest stays lifted. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, bend into the left knee. Same thing, right foot is pressed into the mat. Left foot is pressed all the way into the mat. Chest stays lifted. Inhale through center. Exhale, fold. From here, inhale, start to walk your hands all the way over to the right side. Keeping your hips where they're at, you're just going to step your right foot back, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Grab your prop if you'd like it. Take it to the center of your mat. Come up onto your tiptoes. Deep bend in the knee, look forward. Hop forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, flat back. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms come high. Exhale, fold all the way down. Hands come down, feet go back. Press your hips high, down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, send it all the way through. Low lunge, staying up on the right toes. Right hand stays planted. Inhale, left arm towards the sky. Lunge twist. Come back to your breath. Come back to that intention, the dedication that you set for yourself at the beginning of this practice. Walk your right hand forward a few inches. Take that pressure off your wrist. Roll onto the outside edges of both of your feet. Left hand reaches behind you. So you should feel this on the outside edge of your left hip this time. Again, if this is not accessible to you, you can stay on your right toes and just roll onto the outside edge of the left foot. Good, we're gonna flow here. Inhale, hips high, reach forward. Exhale, sink. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink. Take a breath in and a breath out. Press into all three limbs. Walk that left hand all the way across your body. Prasarita. You've been here before. I invite you to take the opposite variation as you did on the other side. So if your feet were really wide, take them in a few inches. If your feet were super narrow, take them out a few inches. It doesn't matter how deep you can bend in your chest. Just focus on the sensations that you're feeling in your legs and notice the difference in sensation depending on how wide your stance is. Again, any variation with your arms is fine. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold a little deeper. So we're going to do something a little bit different on this side just to hit some more hip stuff in a different way. So we're coming into frog pose. There's no graceful way to do this, so we're going to try our best. From Prasarita, you're going to make your way down to one knee and then to the other knee. From there, I have to kind of bring my knees a little wider, and then you're going to check in with the alignment in your legs. So each knee should be at a 90-degree angle, and then your foot should be flexed so that your ankle is also at a 90-degree angle. You should feel this on your inner hip flexor area. We have a few different options here. You can stay lifted on your hands and just kind of, sometimes for me, movement feels good, just rocking back and forth here and feeling that sensation in my hips. So you can play with that. You can play with just pressing into your palms to kind of reach your hips back a little more. Or you can make your way down onto the mat. Same thing, I'm still pressing into my elbows to kind of press my hips back. One more inhale, and exhale. Okay, so from here, again, there's no graceful way to get out of this. My favorite way is just to bring my toes to touch and start to press my hips back for a child's pose. From here, you can come up onto your hands, walk your hands back to your sit bones, and then make your way into a down dog. And then same thing, grab onto your prop, bring it to the center of the mat if you want it, and we're going to hop forward. So coming to the toes, deep bend in the knee, look forward, pull everything up towards the belly button. Lift up, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. From here, inhale, arms come forward, hips go down, chair pose, Utkatasana. Tuck that tailbone under, sink a little deeper. Weight is in your heels, arms reach forward. Gaze is neutral, so you're kind of not looking down, but you're not looking up. You want to create that length in your spine. Take a breath in, breath out, open arm twist to the right arm back, left arm forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, open arm twist to the left arm back, right arm forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, right, sink deeper. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. One more each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Hold for your exhale. Inhale, hands come to heart. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Good, bend into one knee, maybe the other. Kind of paddle it out a little bit if that feels good. Then inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Hands come down, feet go back, high plank. This is your last chaturanga. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog, hips come high. Good, take a deep breath in. Breath out, let it go. Last hop forward. Maybe make this one your best try yet. Again, toes Deep bend in the knee. I'm trying to look for that hang time. So imagine kicking your heels up towards your glutes, looking for that hang time, and then just hopping over your object. So again, toes, bend in the knee, look forward, hop forward, inhale, half lift, exhale, fold, inhale, root to rise, exhale, hands to heart center. Perfect. From here, we're going to find dancer's pose. So maybe grab a drink of water, whatever you might need, but you have options for strap, or if you know you have that mobility, then ditch the strap, you don't need it. I'll show you guys what it looks like with the strap first. So first we're going to start on the left leg, grounding down into the left foot, sending all of your weight into the left foot. Notice every spot that your foot is pressing into the mat. From here, your right hand is going to come down, so your palm is out. The most important thing is if you're grabbing your foot with your hand, that your shoulder stays open. The best way to do that is thumb comes up. If your thumb comes up, you're capturing the inside sole of your foot. So you can see my shoulders open as opposed to it being closed like that. So, option for the strap again, if you don't have that flexibility. So you're just hooking your foot onto the strap. Before you come any farther, zip your knees together, okay? Then from here, lengthen through the left arm. Take an inhale. Then exhale, kick your foot into hand as much as you're pulling. Pull your foot with your hand as much as you're pushing away your hand with your foot, if that makes any sense. So a lot of times here, your hips are going to want to open. Dial your right hip down. Square your hips off towards the mat. I'm going to ditch the strap. So as soon as you feel like you can't kick that leg any higher, it's exactly as far as it can go, then you can start to reach forward, diving down. So you'll feel that in your left hamstring a little more. You guys got it. Inhale, slowly come back to standing. Exhale, release it. Shake it out. Same deal on the other side. So first ground into your right foot. Notice where your foot is pressing into the mat. Bring your left hand next to you, palm facing out. Bend the left knee and capture your foot into your hand. And then again, zip your knees together. That's going to help you keep your hips square down towards the mat. Right arm comes high, really lengthen, take a breath in. Exhale, kick foot into hand. So check in with your hips. Make sure left hip is dialed down and you're not splaying open. And then again, kick that foot as high as you can get it. As soon as it's as high as you can get it, you can start to reach down and forward. Really pressing into that standing foot. You guys got it. Inhale, start to make your way back to standing. Exhale, release. Shake it out. Inhale, arms come high. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Hands down, feet back, down dog, no high plank, no more chaturangas. Inhale, right leg comes high. Exhale, right knee by your right wrist, half pigeon. Come down to your left knee and curl your toe. If you're feeling really tight here, stick some kind of prop underneath your right sit bones. We just want to avoid you rolling onto the right side. But then, if you have a lot of knee pain, figure four on your back is also an option. But from here, fingertips come to the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Then exhale, slowly melt all the way down. Sleeping pigeon. You can always stay lifted if that's more comfortable. You can rest on your forearms or maybe some kind of pillow. Or you can always come all the way down to the mat. Check in with your left toes. They tend to pin in. You want them straight back behind you. Inhale, start to come up onto your hands. Pop up onto the left toe. Send your right leg back, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, or bend your knee, drop your foot to the left side, open up through the front side of your hip. Take some big circles with your knee in one direction, big circles in the other direction. Any kind of oppositional stretch you need here, spine. And then drop it back down to a down dog. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, left knee to left wrist, half pigeon. Come down to your knee and curl your toe. Same deal here if you need that prop underneath your left sit bones. Fingertips come to the mat. Inhale, find length. Exhale, melt all the way down. Inhale, start to come up onto your hands. Curl over your right toes, send that left leg high. Drop your foot over to the right. Open up your hips. Take those big circles with your knee in one direction. Big circles in the other direction. When you're ready, drop back down to a down dog. Inhale your knees down to the mat. Come over and find a seat. It's about that time for Copper's appearance, I guess. And we're going to come into cow face pose from here. So I'll be super transparent. This is probably one of my least favorite postures in the history of yoga ever. It's just super uncomfortable for me. I've always had a lot of hip problems, so it's just not the best. If you find that is also the case for you, don't feel like you have to stay here. If it's causing you any kind of pain, come out of it. But what you're going to do is you're going to take your left foot and bring it in front of, or to the side rather, of your right sit bone. From there, your right foot is coming over, and so your feet are both kind of moving away from your sit bones. They're flexed out. And then full expression for someone who doesn't have incredibly tight hips like me, your knees might be stacked on top of one another. Again, if you have a lot of discomfort here, you can find a blanket or a towel or something and kind of shove it into these spaces that you have between your legs, and that should cushion it a little bit. But this is just a lot of pressure and bending into those nerves in your hips, which isn't always fun, but I feel like the things that we hate the most are probably the best for us. So from here, we're gonna find cow face arms. So I have to use a strap. I don't like to, I have to. My shoulders are not mobile enough to not. So from here, your right arm's coming over, left arm's coming under. If you have the flexibility in your shoulders, you might be able to hook fingers. If not, use a strap, a towel, whatever you have been using for this practice. And the most important thing here is that your chest stays lifted. If you hook onto your both hands and you notice that you're kind of crunched, then you want to use a strap because you want your spine to be nice and long, chest is forward, lifted up. Use your breath. Notice where your mind goes in these postures, and as you kind of near the end of practice, oftentimes you'll be thinking about what's next or when it's going to be over, but try to keep your focus on the sensations that are currently happening in your body. Keeping that presence on your mat. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Send your legs out long. Give them a nice little shake. Same thing on the other side. So you're going to cross your right foot kind of to the side of your left sit bone, and then left foot's coming over. That's Copper telling me he wants dinner. And then feet are out. So walk that right foot forward, maybe just a little bit. Feet are both pointing out. You will find that one side is going to feel way different than the other, more than likely, and that's okay. So again, if you need to find those props, stick them into those empty gaps between your legs, then you can totally do that. From here, opposite thing with your arms. Left arm is up, right arm is under, and you're lifting through your chest again. So if you hook onto fingers and you find yourself curling, come back forward, lengthen through the chest. Hush. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Send those legs out long. Give them a nice little shake. Soles of your feet come to touch. Pull your heels towards your sit bones. Peel your feet away from each other like you're opening a book. Chest reaches tall. Chest reaches forward. Take a breath in. And you can lean forward a little bit if that feels good, but again, try to keep the length in your spine. So don't round all the way over, length through the spine. If you want that little extra bit, you can lean forward. Inhale, come back up. Legs out all the way long. We're just going to find a seated forward fold before we come into our twist. And then our final Shavasana. So grow tall, send your arms high. Exhale, fold forward. So again, strap is always an option. I'm going to show you guys a really cool trick for this posture. So a lot of times you'll hear teachers, like I've said the last 4 postures, to keep your spine long and not round forward. It's really hard to do when you're folding because your body just wants to naturally fold and melt and not really engage. So oftentimes you see that a lot in a seated forward fold. If you're a yoga teacher, then you totally have seen it. So in order to show you where exactly you should be, you can do this little trick. You don't have to do this. You can stay in your forward fold if you'd like. You're bending your knees and you're going to wrap your arms underneath them, grabbing for opposite elbows. From there, lengthen through your spine. So create that length. Don't round forward. Lengthen. I'm going to look forward so my spine isn't twisted. And then I just start to send my legs down as far as they can go. They're going to stop eventually. For me, I have a decent amount of flexibility in my hamstrings, so I can come pretty far. But you might notice that you come right here, and your legs don't go any farther because your spine is long. So from there, unhook your arms, send your legs straight. So now your spine is lifted, spine is long, and you're in your fold. Inhale, come all the way up. So I'll give you an option. We're just finding a final twist. Typically you'll end with like a supine twist, that recline twist, but if that isn't calling for you today, I'm going to give you a seated option, or you can find any twist that you would like before we kind of get into our final resting pose. So I did this one in my last class as well. I found this posture and I don't know, I just really like it, so we're going to go for it. You have 2 options for your feet. You can find a half lotus, or you can find a full lotus. So if you have that flexibility in your knees, you might be able to find the full lotus with both feet kind of tucked into your hip creases. I prefer half lotus, so if that's the case, then whatever's right for your body. So your right foot's going to be on top first. From here, you're going to bring the right hand behind you, left hand's coming to your right knee. So I'm going to keep my chest forward, but I'm just bringing my hand over. I'm going to inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. So I can kind of walk my right hand farther and farther around if I have that flexibility in my twist and in my spine. And then full expression of this posture is going to be to reach all the way around with your right hand and hook onto those right toes. Just an option. You could always grab your strap and hook it onto your foot and use it to kind of pull your chest Open. Inhale, release, come all the way through center. Exhale, little baby counter twist. Then you're going to switch out your legs. So whether you're in the half lotus or the full lotus, you're going to switch out your legs so that your left leg is on top. And then same exact deal here. I'm going to bring my left arm behind me. Right arm is coming to my right knee. Shoulders are still square towards the front. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And kind of turn around so you can see what it looks like from the back. So again, I can kind of walk my left fingertips behind me. And if I have that flexibility, they're reaching all the way around for my left toes. Inhale, come all the way through center. Exhale, little baby counter twist. Send your legs out long. Line them up with the front edge of your mat so you have room to lay all the way down your spine. And then make your way onto your back. From here, you can take any other final posture that you'd like. Maybe happy baby. We did a lot of twists today. I love to do a plow after doing lots of twists. So maybe kick your feet up and over your head. Bring your hands to your low back for a little bit of support. You can find a shoulder stand if you're really craving a little bit of inversion. I'll give you just a few breaths here to play around with any other movement that you need. If you're ready to make it into your final Shavasana, then you can go ahead and make your way down onto your mat. Wherever you are, start to make your way into your final resting pose. Tuck your shoulders under your spine. Allow feet to fall away from each other and fingers to naturally curl towards your palms. Unhinge your jaw. Maybe open it up wide, stretch it out a little bit. Take your tongue from the roof of your mouth and place it behind your teeth. Do a full body scan. Notice any places that are still holding tension and let them go. Yoga is all about that kind of moving meditation, trying to release the mind and quiet down that chatter of the skull. Shavasana is sometimes the hardest posture to achieve that because you are really just relaxed in full stillness, full disengagement. Your only job for the next few minutes is to keep your presence in your body and on your mat. A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. And so he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusions. No, it's hard to quiet down the mind sometimes, but just allow yourself these few minutes to fully disengage the mind and body and consciously relax. It's not often that we give ourselves full permission throughout our day to just relax. With each exhale, feel your body get heavier, sink deeper into your mat. You remain here for the next few minutes, but I will call you out when it is time. in your Shavasana, you want to stay in this meditation for a little bit longer, then please do. You're in the comfort of your own home, so take your time getting out of it. Even if you're just thinking about it, maybe give yourself another 10 to 15 breaths just to relax, not worry about what's coming next or anything else that you have to do the rest of the day. But if you are ready to move on, start to bring slow movements into your fingers and toes. Just reawakening the body, bringing your awareness back to the room. When you're ready, take your hands overhead, point your feet for a nice full body stretch, engaging everything for just a moment, and then full disengage, relax. From here, you're going to roll onto the right side of your body for a fetal position, pulling your knees about halfway in, using that right bicep as a pillow. Take a moment here to find gratitude for yourself, for cutting out time to work on not only your body, but on your mind and your spirit. That's so important, especially right now when we're all stuck at home. So really honor yourself, especially if you made it through this entire class. That's really something to be proud of. It's not easy. With as little effort as possible, you're going to come to a seat, your eyes closed, hands at heart center. We'll seal practice today with 3 breaths together, each a little bit bigger and louder than the last. We'll start by filling up the belly just like we did at the beginning of class, and move into your chest and big open mouth exhale. We'll start here by uniting with an exhale. Deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth exhale, let it go. 2 more just like that. Deep breath in. Let it go. Last one. Exhale everything out. Inhale your thumbs to third eye center, your seat of insight and intuition. It truly is my passion to be able to walk you through this movement. So thank you for making me come to my mat this evening, but also for practicing with me. The light within me sees and honors the light within each of you. Namaste. I hope you are feeling good and fresh. Shout out to whoever stayed through that whole live video. You're a trooper. I appreciate you very much so. I hope you guys feel really good, refreshed. If you ever have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to reach out. If there's anything that you guys want to work on for the future or anything like that, let me know. I'm more than happy to take some suggestions. But other than that, I hope you guys all have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. I hope I can figure out how to exit.